Hello everyone, my name is Mark, and today I want to talk to you about a book I recently read called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, I'm going to save you $10 and a couple of hours of reading just by telling you the main concepts in this book, what it entails. So for everybody watching, Robert Kiyosaki kind of been all over the internet lately talking about this book, even though it was written in 1997 or 1998, I forget. But the main three concepts in the book are basically Robert talking about his two dads. One of them was his friend's dad and one of them was his own dad. So his own dad was extremely highly educated and always worked for a corporation, whereas his friend's dad was extremely rich and always talked about investing in yourself and your own business. That's the main concept of the book. So the other two main ideas basically are that you don't need a high income to be rich, and rich people make money work for them. So that basically sums up the book in 3 sentences, but there's kind of 5 other main ideas that I kind of want to briefly outline here. The first one I kind of already mentioned, and it's that the poor and the middle class work for money, whereas the rich make money work for them. I won't go too in depth. The main ideas he talks about is investing, specifically dividend growth investing and real estate investing. The second idea is essentially that it's not about how much money you make, but kind of how much money you keep. So he talks about various tax deferral or tax avoidance strategies in the book. Some of them basically talking about how you can own your own corporation and report expenses as business expenses rather than your own expense. If you're an employee, you can't really hide your income from the tax man, whether that be the CRA in Canada or the IRS in the US. Third idea is that the rich acquire assets while the poor or the middle class acquire liabilities, which they think are assets. What that could essentially mean is when you buy a house, a lot of people go into a 25-year mortgage. You take decades of your life to pay that mortgage off, whereas a lot of rich people will look at buying a house, quickly flipping it and selling it, or buying a house hacking, renting out a couple of the bedrooms, or using it as a rental property. The fourth concept is financial aptitude, and that's how you make your money essentially and how you can grow it, what you do with it once you get it, and how hard you make it work for you. What do you do with your money? Obviously, you can just get a paycheck, go out and blow it, or you can use it purposefully and generate income assets for yourself in the future. So fifth concept is that the mind is the most powerful asset of all. The most important type of investing that you can do is in yourself. Now, that's obviously easier said than done. You don't want to get stuck in paralysis analysis in any stage of your life, no matter what you're doing. But important to know that knowledge really is power, and you can use it to your advantage, and it builds cumulatively over time. As you read books, you go to seminars, you learn through experience, you work various jobs, you start your own business, anything along those lines, you're building up your knowledge and you're using it to your advantage in the future. So those are the main concepts of the book. Now I just want to kind of read you off a bunch of quotes from this book and maybe talk about how some of them are powerful or how you can use them to your advantage or what some of them mean. So first one is that there's a difference between poor and being broke. Broke is essentially temporary, while being poor is eternal, because poor is a mindset, while being broke just means you lost all your money and you can certainly gain it back. So here's an interesting one. Thinking that a job makes you secure is lying to yourself. What he's essentially trying to tell you here is that if you think a job is secure, you're giving in to corporate slavery, to work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life, simply for that paycheck so you can live. So this one's interesting, and I thought this one, or I didn't believe this one at first, but it talks about how the number one expense for people is taxes. If you think about it, let's say you make $100,000. Obviously, your tax brackets are going to vary based on where you live, whether it be in the States, Canada, or anywhere else across the world. But according to Robert Kiyosaki, the number one expense for people every year is taxes. And he talks about how you can use a corporation to shelter this money if you ever start your own business. So I really like this one. The fear of being different prevents most people seeking new ways to solve their problems. So this basically means a lot of people follow the crowd. Everybody has a 9-to-5 job. That's the normal thing that people do. Why don't we just continue doing that? But in 2019, it's never been easier to make money on the side, start your own business on your own. Social media is a huge tool of great importance for that. This kind of feeds into the next quote, which is that many financial problems are caused by trying to keep up with the Joneses. Obviously, everybody loves to travel. Obviously, everybody loves to go out. But when you get to a point in your life where you're just going out or going on vacation for the sake of posting something on social media or just doing it because everybody else is doing it, that's when you start getting into financial problems and you're not able to achieve financial independence in the long run. Another big theme of this book, essentially understanding the balance sheet, cash flow statement, and income statement. Now, this is very important for people, let's say coming out of high school, but basically once you understand the difference between assets and liabilities, concentrate your efforts on buying income generating assets. So that comes back to into dividend growth investing as well as real estate investing. So there's tons of great videos on YouTube about real estate investing and how you can use it to generate income as well as shelter your income from taxes. I'll leave a link to a couple in the description. Financial struggle is often directly the result of people working all their lives for someone else. Again, I think you guys get the point, but here's a list of Kiyosaki's real assets falling into the following categories. So you have stocks, you got bonds, you got income generating real estate, you got IOUs, you got royalties from intellectual property such as music, patents, and then anything else that has value, produces income, or appreciates and has a market. And so last quote here is that the best thing about money is that it works 24 hours a day and can work for generations. You hear a lot about generational wealth that have been built up through whatever method that sets up your family for generations to come and gives them advantages in many categories. So that's basically all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Main theme of the book, focus on buying income generating assets, understand how your cash flow works, understand how your income statement works, understand how the balance sheet works, and try to avoid working for someone for your entire life, because you'll regret it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, have a prosperous day.